Hey, FlimsyLunchTray here, and welcome to Armored Warfare for part 2 of our new player guide series. Last time we covered what is Armored Warfare, and today we're going to continue on with this new player guide series. And what I want to do with you is actually is the training mission. That's probably if you've installed the game, you got it up and going, depending on whether you did that through Steam or directly via Armored Warfare's website. This is the first thing you're going to be launched into, is this training mission. So I want to walk through this training mission with you guys. So we're going to start that tutorial mission. And so we're going to drop in where it's the training ground. This training ground is designed for the tank crews to improve their driving and shooting skills. So this is kind of just like a basic introduction into the game, if you will. I'm just going to move my keyboard around here very slightly. So you can see this map. This is what you'll see anytime you log into playing any operation or PvP game mode here in Armored Warfare. You'll see some outline here, the name of the op, PvP, whatever you're doing, along with the description. So we're going to be listening to some things along here.
Greetings, recruit. Glad to see you on our training ground. It's time to see how you can handle your vehicle. First, move to the marked point.
So first, as you saw, the primary objective was welcoming, and then now our new primary objective is movement. So it's same as almost any game where we use our WASD key. So that's all they're having us do for now. So we're going to go ahead and hold the W key. Now you can also hold the R key, tap that 3 times, and you don't have to hold down the W key the whole time. I didn't know that when I first started playing, so I'll go ahead and tell you guys there now. But you can see it down here, right? You can see R for forward or F for reverse, right? So 2 gears to go reverse, 3 gears to go forward, and 3 speeds. But now we're going to move on to aiming. So we only looked at 1. So actually if I press the shift key, I can't look in right now. But now they're actually going to have us go and shoot. So I can just use the R key again. I think it's just better if you get used to that sooner rather than later. Then it's just less like clicking constantly, where you're just more using the keys to stop and go, right? So let's tap S key once.
Now it's time for some shooting. See the target? Destroy it.
So we're going to go ahead and shoot this.
Great shot. Let's see how skilled your driver is. The next point is marked. Hurry up.
So we're going to look over to our left. Here's the next point. So the first person sniper shooting. So this is probably going to be where we get to utilize the shift key. So I can hold R key, then just right along. And you can see we're not losing any ammunition either, I don't think. So probably because it's a training mission. But we can double check that.
Follow the markers. Wait for instructions.
Alright, so we go to the next key. So they're going to have us drive through some water so you can see what that looks like. And we're going to keep going. So we're in a main battle tank here, the T-72A. So you can see it's a little rough, of course, in some things. Won't be as more gentle as like an armored fighting vehicle or a light tank, as an example. And we'll be slow going up and down the hills, or up the hills, excuse me. So they're bringing us all the way over here. So basically,
Show me what your gunner is worth.
they just had us do a lot of driving. So we have to try hitting this target the distance. If I press the left shift, and then I use the mouse key to aim around, right? Then they want me to shoot this. Yeah, we did actually go down to 50 that time.
Speaking. Are you certain? Copy that. Call the alert now.
So while we're in the middle of our training mission, a little bit of a crisis occurs. So military base, a base for ISD rookie training exercises, and I don't actually know what ISD stands for off the top of my head. But now you can see here again, the map has changed, right? So we can kind of familiarize ourselves with the layout of the map and how they use the A through J and 0 through 9. And trying to call out. So if you're playing with some buddies, you know, hey, there's a tank in G2, right? Then top of G2, then you kind of get this idea of calling out where enemy tanks are. So it's just referencing point on the map. So just some advice to get a little bit used to the game here.
Our training ground was attacked by an unknown force. We have only managed to equip your tank. You must stop the attack and hold the base until the reinforcements arrive. Go.
So they want us to take on some enemy tanks here. So you want to be looking for green, like that. We can look at the mini map so we can see they've got some different hostiles labeled out. We also have these blue arrows on the map, kind of helping us getting around. You won't have this in normal game modes, but and we're quite lucky with these big shots. So we're gonna go ahead and move over to the next one. They're in top of G4. So we can use some cover for camouflage. It's often, that's also something I have to talk about, is when you hit hills and objects start driving around. But ideally, you know, you're a tank, you want to be able to kind of utilize buildings as you close the distance.
Bad news. An enemy officer is coming your way. You can't hit his tank with a regular shot.
Okay, so now I just want us to switch to key 2. And this is, they're not actually saying more specifically what it is.
Never doubted you. Now move to the square and hold your position there.
So now they're giving us heat rounds, the 3 key, so we're going to go ahead and load that up. And we're just going to quickly go over here. We're not really worried about using cover as we move up. So we're going to see what happens here.
There's another officer heading towards you. His tank can take regular ammo. Hit him with ATGM.
Oh, sorry, this isn't heat, this is ATGM. So you see there's a lot of red. So it means we won't do any damage there. We need to aim where our reticle turns green. If it turns like yellow, it's like maybe it will pin. It's not certain. So we're gonna switch over. We can see, nah, we gotta load it full. We'll go ahead and load it though. It's just a tier 3 tank. We'll do a lot of damage with this anti-tank guided missile. So we're gonna reverse while we're loading, right? Try to get into some cover here, right? Because they're kind of pinching on us a little bit. And I kind of called the shot there. Probably not gonna take much damage because this is like the training mission, right? So we're looking for the green, and I didn't get the green. I just thought I was gonna have it. Do a headshot. We're gonna move up so we can actually see more on, you know, we can reverse away, make it harder for them to shoot us over the object. So it's just for a time. So you just eventually kind of run out. They kind of give it a time. They give you a brief idea. You've killed a few tanks. So now we can wrap up the training mission for you. So then you'll have these loading screens, and you always have these tips at the bottom of the screen to read. So make sure to kind of pay attention to that as you go along here. So then they just take us right back into the game, and they're actually showing us the battle path, which I'm not going to talk about the battle path today. I need to do a different video on that. But here we are back in the garage. So that is the training mission, and once you've done the training mission for the first time, then you should just be sitting here in garage and maybe looking at a few tanks. Maybe you got a tier 5 as some type of offer when you downloaded Armored Warfare, whether you did it through Steam or directly through the website. So I think what we'll do next week is we will talk about the garage, how to navigate the garage. But today it's just walking you through that training mission. So the goal of, you know, kind of walking through with you as a player what to expect when you start playing as a new player, right? And the training mission is going to be one of those things before we kind of get maybe into the more complicated things of the garage. So if you liked today's video, give a thumbs up. If you didn't, give a thumbs down. Subscribe if you do want to see more. If you're subscribed, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you to my Patreon supporters. Until next time, take care.